From the capital city of Charleston, West Virginia, this is Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis. Inside West Virginia Politics is brought to you by AARP West Virginia, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State.
Good Sunday morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside West Virginia Politics. I'm Mark Curtis. We will talk about the massive education reform bill in our final two segments today, but first, a controversy at the Capitol. Delegate Eric Porterfield made what many are calling hurtful and hateful comments about the LGBTQ community. That stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. At first, Porterfield accepted an invitation to be on this show, but now says the committee and floor schedule do not allow him enough time. I did interview Delegate Porterfield about his comments this past week. Here are portions of that interview.
The Republican Party Chairwoman Melanie Potter issued a very scathing letter condemning your comments over the last couple of days. Your reaction to what Chairman Potter has said?
Well, Chairman Potter is someone I really love and care about. First of all, I'd like to say I love you, Melody. Unfortunately, she has probably had to make some remark based on pressure. She's not heard what you've just heard, Mr. Curtis. As far as the intensity and the hate that has been poured over me, my family, my church. And if she hears that, hopefully it will bring her to an understanding that my statements are very correct and accurate. And hate she jumped the gun before we even got the opportunity to speak. But she's jumped the gun, and hopefully she'll correct it. If she don't, I'm sure it's for political reasons, and I'm okay with that. I just laugh and go on and love Melody Potter and their staff very, very much.
Obviously, a lot of your critics think your comments over the last several days have been hateful and hurtful.
Well, if the thing is my statements are true. You know, sometimes the truth hurts. And when you threaten people's lives and you threaten to attack them, you threaten their church, you threaten and say disparaging remarks about their disability, hundreds of things being said to me, my wife, my mother, my wife's grandparents, about my kids. We understand that we're in spiritual warfare. We understand that the LGBTQ are a bunch of brutal monsters and the modern day Ku Klux Klan without hoods. And I won't be shocked before long when there's LGBT flags being burned in people's yard. They attack, they brutally come after people. And the one thing they say they're for, if they don't get their way, they try to constrict and restrict other people's freedoms. So I stand by my statements. I double down on my statements. I don't apologize for my statements. I speak the truth. I love people of all sorts. If they have same-sex attraction, I want to be there to help them if they are looking for an outlet from that. And if they don't, I would disagree with them. But I don't apologize for what I've said. I stand by my statements.
Porterfield did receive phone threats and played the recordings for us.
I'm a so if you want to start taking us on, you take on me personally. If you want to bash a you call me up and I will come and we will have it out, mister. You're a coward. You're insulting my people as a representative, okay?
You have just heard recordings, Mark, that would back my position that these people are tyrants, these people are threatening, these people are brutal. And the funny thing, Mark, I've never threatened someone of a same-sex persuasion. I've never done anything bad to someone for the simple fact that they were different than me over sexual orientation.
The controversy prompted one Democrat to already file papers to run against Republican Porterfield in the 2020 election. She is Mercer County resident Tina Russell.
I look forward to Tina Russell running against me. It's an easy win for the Porterfield campaign in 2020. Looking forward to it, unless I run for a bigger office, because many people in West Virginia, many people in my district are coming up to me, being as good to me as possible, encouraging me.
Porterfield was asked by a WVVA TV reporter what he'd do if his children someday told him that he or she was gay. He said, and I quote, "I just want to make sure they could swim." Well, critics believe he was suggesting he'd toss his kids in the water.
Some of the comments you made about your daughter, if she was gay, have really stirred a lot of comments about throwing her in the water and seeing if she can swim.
That was not said. That is not true.
Well, what did you say?
What I said was very simple. I don't even know how that got started.
Delegate Porterfield says his comments were taken out of context and he'd never harm his children. Well, coming up next, we'll hear from Delegate Eric Porterfield's challenger, Democrat Tina Russell. That's next.